Sorry, just checking sure, making sure we're live. Yes, we are live. Yay! Hello, Clee. It's really nice to see you. So today we are having our first event for a week-long eco festival that we are having at Kingston Libraries. So we have tons of events going on in different, well, everything online actually, so just on Facebook and YouTube. But if you want to have a look on the description, you have the link to the whole event. And today I'm really, really excited to welcome Clee from Kingston Together, and we're going to talk about small changes that you can make to become more plastic free. So do you want to say a few words to present yourself and Kingston Together?
Hi, thanks for having me. Really excited to take part in your Eco Festival. Basically, our social enterprise, Kingston Together, it's about low impact living and it's just starting up. We've got a passion for sustainability and we want to share our ideas and our knowledge and experience with everyone in the community. Our vision is to build sort of a collaborative community where everyone can get involved physically and now a bit more virtually to enable low impact living to just become that bit more achievable and desirable for those living in the borough and working in the borough as well. Our plans long term include repair cafe, library of things, zero waste cafe and refill store. But obviously at the moment we're doing things a bit differently. We've been taking part in Plastic Free July. There's I think 326 million people around the world have just taken part.
Oh, wow.
It aims to improve recycling practices and try to refuse single-use plastic. So it's not about being completely plastic free, it's about just doing small changes and sharing ideas and becoming more aware of our own use of plastic. So we hope to encourage everyone to continue it throughout the year and just make some small changes, like remembering your reusables and finding alternatives.
That's super great. So I think I'm going to ask you some questions that you can answer. Probably.
Yep.
And if anyone has any question, you can put them in the comments and we'll answer them at the end. So I think maybe to give a little bit of context, my first question will be, why is plastic such a problem? Because everyone is using it. So what impact does it have on the planet?
Of course. Most plastic isn't biodegradable. It doesn't rot like paper or food, but it can stay around in the environment for hundreds of years. I think it's 400 million tonnes of plastic produced each year, and 40% of that is single use. So plastic will only use once before it's binned. Examples would be cutlery, straws, carrier bags, drinks bottles, things like that. Another issue is not all plastic can be recycled. So for example, some coffee cups, takeaway cups, have a waterproof lining. And that's made from a type of plastic which makes it extremely difficult to recycle. Every day, around 7 million cardboard coffee cups are thrown away, but only 1 in 400 are recycled. So,
yeah,
you know, that's a huge amount. Many people are now switching and slowly replacing the plastic products, but there's a lot of products where they don't realise they have plastic in them. And even things like, you know, buying new plastic lunch boxes because they're not as hard wearing as maybe a fabric sandwich bag that you can wash, or even a tin box. I've got a little example. This one I've had for like 8 years and it's still going strong. You can buy lots of different types with little sections or just use fabric bags. It's all about trying to make sort of small changes like that are easy for you to do and easy for you to stick to, rather than changing everything.
Yeah, I definitely understand. And so you were talking about sandwich bag, and yeah, a lot of people are actually using it, and freezer bags and stuff like that, and everything for storing your food. How can we replace these?
I mean, cereal bags and these Ziplocs, I've got one here, these Ziploc sort of bags, bread bags, even the packets that your cereal comes in, rinse them out. They can all be reused. You can use it for sandwiches or snacks. You can also put them in the freezer, just roll them up. If you've got a little peg or something, you can use that, or just roll it on itself and use it as freezer bags. You don't need to buy specific bags to freeze things. You can get fabric sandwich bags or wraps, which are quite handy too, like these little beeswax ones. They mould to the top of jars and things like that. You just warm it up in your hand and it sticks. So they're quite handy and they're food safe if you want to wrap your sandwich in them. And you just wash them off with some cool water. Jars are great storage aids as well. I often use them in the freezer. So just put your things in there, like apple scraps, if you want to check our Instagram for a vinegar recipe. Put your old peels and cores in there and pop it in the freezer, or anything else you want to freeze. Leave a little gap. Don't put the lid on, wait till it's frozen and then replace the lid. They're great. I can't get enough jars in our house of all different sizes. Or I just put snacks in them to take out in my bag.
Yeah, jars are always super useful, even just talking about the library, and we use them for all sorts of events and stuff like that. And yeah, I do love the wax wraps. I have some vegan one made with soy wax that are, I use them all the time. That's really, really useful. So I suppose we shouldn't throw away all our plastic items at once. I guess we should do that little by little.
Yeah, it's far more sustainable to use what you already have. So rather than clearing out your whole house of all the plastic things and buying new wraps and lunch boxes and cups and things, use what you have, let it come to the end of its natural life. Try and reuse or repurpose it, perhaps pass on to someone else or charity shop. If it's not possible, then send for recycling. If you have lots of cleaning products in plastic containers, for example, you can try making your own, which also saves you money and saves you buying more and more plastic. You can keep your old multi-surface spray containers, wash them out. There are a couple of cleaning ideas on our page. I've actually used, like old vinegar bottles. You can just empty them out, wash them out and put an old spray on the top and they work fine. Most screw top bottles work with most commercial cleaning products, so you can just repurpose them like that. There's a citric acid you can buy in cardboard containers from most stores like Wilkinson's and things like that. You can use that as a lime scale remover, which is a huge problem in Kingston with such hard water.
Okay.
We've got a recipe on our page for cleaning the toilet and your kettle. It's amazing. There's pictures on there as well. It's a really good cleaner. We've got a recipe for apple scrap vinegar, which is a great way to use as a multi-surface cleaner as well. You can get bicarb of soda in the same cardboard packaging. That's good in an old sock, in a trainer for stinky shoes, in a little container in the fridge if you've got any smells, bottom of your bin. You can use it to unblock drains, clean tile grout. It's all about slow sort of replacements. And with tile grout, if you've got an old toothbrush, keep that because you can use it for scrubbing and replace it with a wooden one. This one's quite good because you can snap the head off when you've finished and send it back to the company for recycling.
Oh, cool.
And use the stick yourself for, I don't know, whatever you want to craft or plant labels, whatever you like. So small changes.
Yeah, becoming resourceful with what you have.
yeah, definitely.
So you're talking a lot about the recipes you have extra. Is it on your Instagram and Facebook page, or is it only on your Instagram page?
Yeah, we try to post all of them at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So for people who want to see all of these amazing cool tips and recipes, you can just follow the link that I put in the description, so everything will be there. I guess now, so as we know, there's a COVID-19 problem at the moment.
Yeah.
You probably heard about it. Is plastic safer for everything related to COVID-19 and germ transmission?
I think there's a big difference between medical PPE and single-use plastic for food and other goods. Bacteria and viruses will sit on plastic, inside the plastic, as it would on any other material. I think the most recent study found coronaviruses can survive on plastic surfaces for 2 to 3 days and cardboard for 24 hours.
Okay.
Whether you buy your food loose or wrapped in plastic, you should always wash it thoroughly before you eat it. I mean, if you can, try to use a washable face covering instead of disposable. Simply wash it at 60 degrees. Reusable containers such as coffee cups, etc. They're safe to use if they've been properly washed up. If you're, carrying around a dirty reusable bottle or cup in your bag and attempting to hand it to cafe owners, it's not great anyway. But what we did suggest is to try, a few cafes in Kingston have started to do it, but take along, a reusable cup. They come in loads of different types of lids and with straws, bottle tops, whatever you like, and ask them if they will refill it for you. And if they won't, they might fill it. A lot of them are refilling it in their own mugs. So they give you the mug, you can pour it into your cup rather than taking a possibly plastic lined paper cup away with you. Or if that doesn't sit well with you, just refuse the plastic lid, because that's one bit of plastic that you've saved.
Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah, that's actually good solutions to a very real problem. Thank you. So yeah, bottom line, wash your material.
Yeah, it's the washing that's the thing that's good.
Yeah. So if you had to give one top tip to people who want to start their journey into less plastic and more reusable item, what would it be?
I think choose one swap. Don't overwhelm yourself, especially at the moment. Just choose one thing. You need a new toothbrush. Try a wooden one. See what you think. Don't rush into doing everything at once. Take a reusable straw with you or a water bottle in your bag. It's these simple swaps that you'll find easier and you're more likely to continue with it. I've shown a few examples, but there's even toothpaste nowadays. There's you can get powder, you can get little tablets that you dissolve. It's about finding what works for you.
Yeah, I actually really agree on that. I personally started to, I decided to do less waste, but room by room. So I started by my bathroom, and as I say, I first started with solid shampoo, then toothpaste tablet that come in very cute little bottles that you can reuse for craft or anything. So yeah, thank you for that.
That's brilliant. I mean, the solid shampoo and conditioner bars like this, you can actually melt a bit of the conditioner bar. If you're not happy with that consistency to start off with, you can melt it down into a bottle with some water. Quite often what I do is melt some with hot water just to get it going, and then add cool, and you can use it in a spritz for to comb through your hair, or to use as a normal conditioner when you use a lot less of it.
That's actually really good advice. I'll definitely do that.
Bathroom's a great place to start, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. And it's really nice to see to see that there are actually solutions to lots of problems that we didn't think we had before. So yeah, no, that's great. Even I don't know how to call that in English. The little things that you put in your ear to wash your ears. Cotton swabs?
Oh, cotton buds.
Thank you. That.
I mean, they do bamboo ones, they do washable ones. All different types. I know. Even like makeup. You can make these or buy them like little makeup pads. You can make them out of old towels and put scraps of fabric inside. They're great, and they just wash at 60 degrees. Even like little flannels or face cloths instead of baby wipes. That's a huge thing, because they usually come in plastic packaging, but quite often they're actually woven in with the type of plastic as well within the baby wipe itself. So I just take like an old makeup bag, I just take out some of these or flannels with me, use my water bottle to get it wet, and it helps for mucky faces after ice creams and things like that. And they just go in the wash with towels at 60 degrees. You don't have to buy fancy ones, but they are of course available. I think a lot of people worry that plastic-free options are going to be more expensive and not as accessible to them. So we're trying to look at ways that everyone can use, and even repurpose things. If you've got a lot of scraps of material hanging around and you fancy trying to get a bit crafty, that's quite a good place to start as well.
Yeah. And I think there's also a lot of maybe pride and interest in making your own stuff and making your own reusable item. I think
absolutely. We've got a little recipe on our page as well, actually, for making these wax wraps as well, because they can be quite expensive, or it might be that you've been looking and it's not quite the design that you like. You might have even like an old t-shirt or an old tea towel that you really love that you'd quite like to use as a wrap, and it's perfectly possible to do that as well. So take a look at our page for that recipe.
That's great. So I'm just going to look, if anyone has any question, now is the time to actually ask them. And if not, Clee, where can people find more information if they want to go further?
You can come along. We've got a website, kingstontogether.org, or we're on Instagram, Kingston Together. and we're also on Facebook and Twitter. So we try to post all of our ideas on all of those. You can contact us through any of those streams. We'd love to hear from you. Come and say hello.
Yeah, and honestly, I would also advise to go. I really love your Instagram page. I find it really nice and like fun and clear. So yeah, good job on that.
Thank you.
Really like it. I don't think anyone has any question. So do you have anything to add to finish this conversation? Or?
Just thank you very much for having me. And yeah, if anyone has any tips or ideas for us that you'd like to share with the community, come along and share them. It would be great to hear from you.
Great, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Clee, for coming today. This was really interesting.
Thanks for having me.
And definitely got lots of ideas to continue on the way to saving the planet a little bit. So yeah, thank you so much for coming and for this amazing discussion.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.